Hello everyone. We are going to see the today's topic as a video processing using Python. So yesterday actually we have seen that how to read the image stored in your computer by using the command cv2.imread. So today we are going to see the technique that how to read the stored video in your hard disk and how to display it on this windows of your uh, Python using the Python. Okay, so that's why we are actually importing the cv2 library, and in the cv2 library there is one class named as a video capture. So we are making the instance of the class using the cv2.videoCapture, and we are passing the argument as a megamind.avi, which is the actually one of the video stored in my project directory. So this megamind.avi, this video I want to read it, so that's why I'm making the object of using the video capture class. So this is the reference of that object vid. So firstly, what I'm doing, I'm using the infinite loop as a while true, and I'm reading that video by using the function read vid.read function. The read function is returning the two arguments. The first return argument is the ret, which will having the two values, which will have either true or which will having the either false. If your read function fails to read a frame, if there is no frame left in the video, then ret become false, and if there is a valid frame is present, then the ret becomes true. Okay, so and the frame contains the actually that frame that you are reading from the video. So how many frames you are getting in a 1 second depending on the fps rate, frame per second rate. What I have this line I will explain later, but the whatever the frame you are reading, that you want to display here. So what you are doing, you are checking the ret value. If ret equal to true, so it means that if there is a valid frame, then what you are doing, you are showing that image by using the function imShow. The first argument to this function is the window name, the second is your image name that you want to display. I want to display the frame, so that's why I am giving the second argument as a frame. Then in the next line, what I have done, I am checking that user has pressed Q or not. If the user is not pressing Q, then the next frame will be read and it will be shown in the same window. So this if cv2.wait key, this function actually it capture the keyboard entries. Whatever the key you are pressing, that is get captured in the cv2.wait key, and it is ended with the 0ff. This is compulsory in case of in your machine if your machine is a 64-bit machine. So you have to mask with the ff. This value, whatever this value, you have to compare with the ordinal or the ASCII value of the Q. If it matches, then it will execute break. It means that when the user entered Q, you have to get out of this loop, and when you are getting out of the loop, whatever the resource that you have captured, that is this vid, this is the reference to the video that you have to release, and then after that you have to destroy all the windows that has been opened by using the imShow function. So we'll check the output of the function. Now megamind.avi, this file is present in the same directory which is present in the video process.py. So we'll try to run this program video process, and here you can see here the whatever the content of megamind.avi, this file will be get displayed here, and your program get terminates. Okay, so if there is a not valid frame, then it will also break it. You can check it here when you are running this program, and when you press Q, then it is suddenly terminates. Okay, so we have checked it here. We have done here to read the how to read the megamind.avi, that is stored video file, and run it. Next one is how to read the how to capture the live stream, or how to record the video from the web camera. So for that purpose, instead of giving the file name, you just have to put here device ID. Generally, the primary camera is having the ID as a 0 and the secondary camera is having the ID 1. So video captured 0, it means that you are capturing from the primary camera. The remaining code remains same, and we will again try to run this program. When you are running the same program, what happen here, the live streaming or the live web camera you can see in here. When you press Q, it will get destroyed, the window get destroyed. Okay, so in this way we have seen that how to capture the live stream or how to capture the stored media. Now the next one is the how to convert the color image into the grayscale image. To convert the color image to grayscale image, we have seen that cv2.cvtcolor function will help us. So very first argument of the function is the frame that you want to process. The second argument is the in what mode, in what is the code of the conversion, where the conversion code is the BGR to gray. So BGR image is converted into the grayscale image and it is stored into the gray variable. So in IMShow, instead of giving the frame, I am using this variable as a gray. So what I am doing, I am running this program again, and you can see here now my live streaming of the web camera you can see in terms of the grayscale. Again I am pressing the Q, it will get destroyed. You can again check it with the that stored video file megamind.avi. Again I am running it, and you can see here now in this time megamind.avi you can see in terms of your grayscale image. So in this way we can conclude that here we can convert the color captured image into the grayscale image also. Now next one is the how to read the video properties. To read the video properties, actually there is one function named as a get. So what I am doing here, I am actually getting the width and the height of my captured video. So that for capturing video I am doing here 0, video captured 0, and here what I am doing vid dot get, and then after that cv2 dot ep underscore prop underscore frame underscore width. So this is the property by to which I want to get it. Okay, so here this cv2 property I am getting it, and then after that I am printing it. Okay, so here it is the width of your camera or your captured video gets stored into the width, and the height is same. I am doing, I am just copy paste here, and instead of width, so here in a height actually I am giving here cv2.cap underscore prop underscore frame underscore height, and here I am printing, we are printing here the width and height. We are trying to run this program and we will check it what is the height and the width of our captured video. So you can see here the width is the 1280 and the height is the 720, so it is a HD video, so that's why the width and height is shown. Okay, similarly we can try with the Megawine.avi, Okay, so now the Megawine when you are playing Megawine.avi, the its width is 720 and the height is the 528. So you can now see here in the using these properties attributes, you can get the different properties of the video. So how to get this property, different property attributes? So you just have to link that I'm sharing here. So here you can see here prop underscore frame underscore width, the prop underscore frame underscore height. These are the capture properties. Like that you can have the different properties like what is the brightness, what is the contrast, what is the fps, what is the 4cc or code of that particular video, then how many zoom it is there, focus is there, what is the focus, what is the tilt, roll, all this capture property you can actually read it. Okay, so got it. Okay, so next one is the now the next one is the how to store the recorded video. To store the recorded video, actually what we need to do. Suppose here I am capturing from the web camera, then now you need to create the object of the video writer class. To capture or to store your video, actually you need to create the object of the video writer class. So video writer class object I am storing into the out variable. Video writer class is taking some argument. Very first argument is the suppose output.avi, this is my output. The second argument is the 4cc code, 4cc code of your video by which you want to actually create your video. Now what is this 4cc code? We will see by see this website 4cc.org and the different codecs. So here there are the different codecs available for the video recording. Out of this you can use any one of it, but mostly we are using these MPEG-4 videos. To record the MPEG-4 video, the 4cc code is XVI. So what we can do here, we can create the 4cc code, 4cc object, 4cc object by using the class video writer underscore 4cc, and we can put it here XVI. So we can put here XVI as star and XVI. Okay, so actually there are star represent, it is a individual character get supplied to the this class 4cc. So a 4cc object has been created, and then after that the next argument is the fps. What is the fps that you want to record this? So 20 fps, and the last one is the what is the your width and height. So we have seen that the width and height is the 1280 by 720. Okay, 1280. So this is the tuple. In the tuple format you have to give the size of your record your output video. So here you have actually created the out object. If you want to record the grayscale, you have to write the gray frame. If you want to record the color video, then you have to write the frame. Actually here I am doing the color recording. So what I am doing, if RET equal to true, then out dot write, and I am writing the frame here. Okay, so Here every frame is written into that out object, and after this, when your program get over, you are releasing the resources captured by your output. Okay, so it means that your output.avi file will be created. Okay, so, and we will see here what is the output. When you actually run this program, what happened now? Actually, you can see here your window, in window you are seeing the output in terms of the grayscale, but you are recording the color version of this video. I am pressing Q here and we can check it here, the output. To check the output, you just need to go to the project folder. Where my project folder is stored in the PyCharm projects, and the first read example, and then this QuickTime. So just I'm opening it with the help of the VLC. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so this is the recording of my color recording of my video that is being captured by using this video. Okay, so in this way, what we have learned here, how to capture the video, then how to write your video output. In next lecture, we can see here how to draw different geometric shapes on your image or on your video itself. Okay, so we are ending the session here, we are ending the video here.